why everything around you makes you spend more, and why that's not always a bad thing. We've touched this theme before, when we spoke of money, banks, and belief. But today, let's look at something more personal. Not gold, not debt. You. You, standing in the middle of a modern marketplace so vast and intelligent, it seems to know your thoughts before you do. You scroll, and it scrolls with you. You speak about a vacation, and an ad for cheap flights appears. You watch one video, and somehow 20 similar ones follow. You think you're choosing, but mostly you're being chosen. The question is, how did we get here? And perhaps more importantly, why might this be not a curse, but a sign of civilization working exactly as I once predicted? In the 18th century, when I wrote The Wealth of Nations, markets were simple. A man made bread, another made shoes. They met, exchanged, and both walked away satisfied. Needs ruled. Then came the industrial age. Production exploded. Machines made more goods than people could ever need. Factories could produce 10 times more. But who would buy it all? That's when the modern miracle, or manipulation, began. The creation of demand. Companies realized that the future of business was not in producing things people needed, but in convincing people they needed more things. Thus was born the true art of the modern age, marketing. The first great advertisers appeared in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Cigarette makers, soap companies, and automobile pioneers discovered something profound. You don't sell a product, you sell an identity. Edward Bernays, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, is often called the father of modern marketing. He took psychology, Freud's study of hidden desires, and used it for commerce. He convinced women to smoke by calling cigarettes torches of freedom. He sold bacon by declaring breakfast incomplete without it. He learned to connect emotion to consumption, to turn buying into belonging. And from that moment on, every business on earth followed his path. What you now call branding is simply the industrialization of the human ego. Fast forward a century. Marketing moved from psychology to data. Today's merchants don't just guess your desires. They measure them in real time. Every click, every pause, every scroll is recorded, analyzed, and fed into algorithms that predict what you'll crave next. You live inside the most sophisticated feedback loop ever created. A digital mirror that sells you versions of yourself. The invisible hand of the market, that old idea I once described, has become, quite literally, invisible intelligence. It watches, learns, and responds faster than any human ever could. When I wrote that individual self-interest guides the market as if by an invisible hand, I could never have imagined a world where that hand would belong to algorithms powered by billions of data points. The system no longer guesses what people want. It knows. The forces that make you spend are not random. They are engineered. Scarcity and urgency. Only 2 left. Sale ends in 3 hours. Your brain mistakes digital deadlines for survival threats. Social proof. Bestseller. Rated 4.9 stars. You don't trust ads. You trust the illusion that everyone else already bought it. Personalization. Ads follow you across the internet because they should. They perform better when they feel intimate. Rewards and microdopamine. Small wins keep you addicted. Loyalty points, notifications, discounts. Every one a tiny chemical nudge. The market is no longer shouting at you. It's whispering in your tone of voice. You used to pay for products with money. Now you pay with attention. Every second you spend looking at a screen is monetized somewhere, turned into data, ads, and influence. Companies don't compete for your wallet anymore. They compete for your focus. And attention, my dear viewers, has become the world's most valuable currency. The modern economy runs not just on oil or gold, but on you. Your habits, impulses, and curiosities are the raw material of the 21st century. When I wrote of the invisible hand, I meant that individual pursuit of self-interest can unintentionally create collective good. A baker makes bread for profit, but society gets fed. That principle still holds true. You spend because you want comfort, style, pleasure. And in chasing those, you fund innovation, jobs, and industries. Your urge to consume fuels others' urge to create. Every ad you respond to, every product you buy, supports an ecosystem of designers, engineers, farmers, and workers around the world. Yes, you're being manipulated, but the result of that manipulation is motion. And motion in economics means growth. In this way, the invisible hand still guides the chaos, turning your individual desires into collective prosperity. Let's be honest, you enjoy it. You like the choice, the speed, the abundance. You live in a world where almost anything can be delivered to your door within hours. That's not exploitation. That's progress. Spending is not evil. Mindless spending is. You don't need to feel guilty for enjoying comfort. Your desire for more funds hospitals, technology, clean energy, and art. Capitalism's brilliance lies in this. It takes human weakness, vanity, greed, insecurity, and converts it into collective advancement. Your craving for a new phone finances microchips that power medical scanners. Your obsession with luxury builds entire cities of craftsmen and logistics networks that feed millions. You buy for yourself, but in doing so, you enrich others. The market studies you, so study it back. Learn its tricks, and you can turn consumption into advantage. Use competition to your benefit. Compare prices. Make companies earn your loyalty. Use credit as leverage, not lifestyle. Borrow for assets, not appetites. Use marketing for insight. When everyone's selling something, look at what they're afraid you'll buy instead. Remember, the invisible hand rewards intelligence. If you spend consciously, investing in quality, skill, or long-term value, your consumption becomes contribution. You live in a world of infinite temptation, but also infinite access. Every ad is a tug on your emotions, but also a signal of what humanity has built for you to choose from. You are the most empowered consumer in history, and the most predictable. The difference lies in awareness. The market doesn't force you to buy. It invites you. And the invisible hand, for all its cunning, can only guide, never command. So yes, everything around you tries to make you spend more, because your spending keeps the invisible hand alive. Your choices, multiplied by billions, shape economies, industries, and technologies. Desire drives innovation. Attention drives creation. It's not a trap, it's a cycle. And like all human cycles, it's both flawed and magnificent. The problem isn't that you want too much. It's that you rarely pause to understand why. Welcome to my channel. Here, we'll keep exploring the strange harmony between your desires and the market's design. How the invisible hand of self-interest built the most persuasive system ever made. Because the truth is simple. The market doesn't just react to what you buy. It becomes what you want.